And we're live, Guitar News Network.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. LeAnn, how you doing?
Fantabulous.
Sandra?
Fabulous.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
just better than better.
We got something special for the show?
I think so. I heard something about that.
I thought we had a new opening too.
No, not today.
Not today? Okay. Damn it. I guess I just never mind. I didn't say that.
Ding ding, start over.
Hmm. Well, let's see. We'll talk
I
about
can
today.
pretend.
We got Steven Pearson coming on of Dr. Jekyll Cabs. We'll be calling him about 20 after 3. And let's see, we got everybody joining in. We got a good week of news. Sandra's been posting her little heart out on the GNN, and we got some real good articles. And I got some upcoming news shows, some live shows, some local band shows for the people that's out in the major areas. And we'll just talk all about that good stuff. You want to take it away, Sandra, or what do you want to do?
Oh, nice. Very nice. Whatever you want to do. If you got
That
something.
sounds good to me. I say you let you take it off. Take off some of those good stories you got.
Okay, well, I am a slacker right now. I didn't have anything open.
It's no big deal. I'm gonna give me a drink of Mountain Dew so y'all hear that.
Water. You should be drinking water.
If he were drinking water, he'd have to stop and pee 15 times during the show, so I don't know if that would be good.
Yes, well, mute. Lord, don't be like that judge that went, or one of those council people that we won't even get into that. Okay. Oh, we got some haters going on with the Dio hologram. The Dio hologram creator calls haters selfish. And this is on the ultimateclassicrock.com. Love this site. Now, the creator of Ronnie James Dio hologram said people who don't believe it's right were being selfish. Jeff Pazutsky, is that how you pronounce his name? Pizzuti? CEO of Eye Illusion, which developed the projection in collaboration with Dio's widow, Wendy, confirmed it would tour the U.S. next year alongside a live band with up to 3 classic tracks added to the set list that was performed in Europe last year under the banner Dio Returns. We're super proud of what went on the road, he said. He told Talking Metal. But with that being said, we can make it better, and our intention was always to make it better, to make it the best it can be. So yeah, we're slightly tweaking the content. We're adding 2 new songs, which will be Neon Nights and We Rock, which will be for the US run, and potentially one more, which we're talking about right now. So we're going to have Ronnie on stage more, and the show will be a little longer as well.
Now, what do you think about that?
I don't know.
I mean, seriously.
Listen, Linda. This is some freaky stuff right here. I'm not going to lie. This is some freaky, Jetson stuff. It makes me uncomfortable. And usually when something makes me uncomfortable,
they say they're paying homage to him, and is the paying homage to where the band gets money and they can give their family money? Is that what the paying homage is? Because I just don't see any, like for me to see Lemmy brought out as a hologram singing, the songs that he sang. I mean, it would kill me. I mean, I couldn't go to, and not just that. Is that to name the prices too of going to see a show like that right now and seeing a hologram?
Why don't you? Okay. It would make more sense to me just to get a projector and just, run around the world, having shows, what is going on here?
Right.
Like, I'm speechless, and that usually doesn't happen.
I just I don't know. I mean, I thought when they was talking about Michael Jackson coming back as a hologram, I thought, well, that's what he wanted. He wanted, he wanted that anyway. And I didn't really care nothing about that. Of course, that's not my taste in music. That's not my genre and all that. But I mean, to see some of these guitar heroes brought back and as a didn't Queen go on for a while there when he died with the band going and him playing just on it was just like a waving white canvas flag back there on the back. Pretty much, didn't they do it for like 2 or 3 years after he died?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they did. Yeah, Queen would still perform, and then when it cut with him singing, it would be a video of him shot on the some of the background, and you can see it in some of the old shows from the '70s. And they actually toured like that for a couple of years, of keeping up, and they said they were doing it, to keep the money that he owed it paid, and where his family wouldn't have to worry about it, and until they could come out with the best of albums and the live best of and all that, which for that way I don't see nothing wrong with it. But man, I don't know. I just think it's freaky. I just think it's freaky going to see a hologram. I don't know.
Well, here's this. Watching it on YouTube is not the same. It's not the same as seeing a live show, because you feel it's not right, or somebody feels it's not right. You're not allowing the younger audience or the next generation to be able to experience the music. Give them a record.
Yeah, a DVD.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, everybody, make sure you got it on live chat, not top chat.
Okay.
Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, Trey. Hello, Eric. My Eric. David. Hello, David. David's in the chat. How's everybody doing?
I think everybody's doing good. My chat's not loading, so I can't see what's going on.
We're all talking about you, so don't let Will in the chat, okay?
Well, that's nice. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Continue on. I want to hear some more good stories, because you had good stories this week.
That was just insane. Like, I don't even.
That hurts a little bit. I'll just be honest with you. That hurts a little bit.
I think my 2 cents in is what Will said. Like Michael Jackson, sure, he was like that. That would have been right down his alley, but not Leamy. I mean, come on, man. That's just
not any of them like that.
No, I mean, but yeah, I disagree with you completely. But that you made a perfect example of one that would be fine.
Yeah,
that people wouldn't.
Yeah, I think that she could get away with it. I think Pepsi would sponsor it and everything.
Yeah,
be no chance of burning them down this time.
Too soon.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Here's this one. There's some words I can't say because, all right, I'll try to figure out how to do this. And this is loudwire.com.
Awesome app.
Written by Joe DeVita. Thank you, Joe. This is a side story, kind of a little bit. It's one of those freak accidents that happens in life, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is a band. I can't say the name. The band's name is... basically back end the JJ. Let me put it to you that way. Okay. The guitarist, Josh Martin, dies in mall escalator accident. This is very unfortunate. The former guitarist for grindcore outfit, blank blank, has reportedly died after falling from an escalator at the Providence Place Mall in Providence, Rhode Island. The guitarist, aged 45 or 46, per various sources, was not named in the initial wave of local reports. But Vanya Land claims to have confirmed the man who fell in the accident was indeed Martin. WPRI reports that one eyewitness says they saw the victim clowning around and riding the rail of the escalator. Meanwhile, Providence Police Chief Hugh Clements told WPRO-AM via the Boston Globe that the man fell one floor on an escalator that extended from the movie theater level to the food court and hit his head, sustaining injuries. Oh, Lord.
Oh.
He was a member of the band from 1996 through 2001 and rejoined again from 2006 until the band's dissolution in 2011 following the death of founder Seth Putnam. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, man. Head first. Ugh.
And you know his mother taught him better than that. I'm sorry. It makes you just want to, I mean, it's obviously sad, but oh my goodness.
Down on an escalator.
Yeah. I mean, why didn't somebody make him stop? You know?
I would pass right out.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good at all, dude.
No.
Well, very sorry for to his family and friends and everyone. That is tragic, but that's one of those flukes in life. Like you're just running along and bang.
I know. Taken out by a bird or something.
Yeah, how many times has he probably slid down a banister or something without consequence, right? So
Yeah.
Mucho condolences, dude. Okay, look, do you want to talk about Cobain's guitar again?
Yeah, let's talk about that because there's been some enlightening news come up since then.
Well, I vaguely heard something about this, but I really didn't pay too much attention to it a while ago. But now they're saying that in some blabbermouth.net, Frances Bean Cobain's ex-husband sues Courtney Love, claims she tried to kill him. Don't laugh. Tried to kill him to get Kurt's guitar back. Now I'm pretty sure this is probably something I would do. I don't know if I should say that online, but Frances Bean Cobain's ex-husband Isaiah Silva is suing Frances' mother Courtney Love, according to People. Silva claims that Love entered into a conspiracy with several people to break into his home, beat him up, kidnap him, and try to murder him so they could gain possession of Kurt Cobain's legendary guitar. Dude. According to the Pulse Radio, the guitar in question is the acoustic guitar that Cobain played in Nirvana's MTV Unplugged session in 1994. Silva won possession of it as part of a divorce settlement with Frances, claiming that she gave him her father's guitar as a gift, while Frances attempted to get it back, calling it a priceless family heirloom. Silva's lawsuit alleges that in the early hours of June 3rd, 2016, good Lord, that's like one time Britney Spears manager Sam, what is that, Lefty? And two other men burglarized, robbed, and assaulted, sexually battered, kidnapped, and attempted to murder him at his West Hollywood home. Holy hoot nannies.
Yeah. I mean, that went. That escalated quickly. Golly.
They were after a guitar, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Silva claims that the men were masquerading as police. I'm not going to say it. Saying the lefty grabbed his genitals, called him a homophobic slur, and threatened to rape him. Both he and his mother were injured in the incident. Silva is also claiming that Lefty supplied Love and Frances with drugs. He is seeking unspecified damages. Francis and Silva were married in 2014. She filed for divorce 21 months later. The divorce was settled last November, but the battle over the guitar was settled just a few weeks ago, with Silva reportedly giving up spousal support in exchange for the guitar. The instrument, a 1959 Martin D18E, is believed to be the last guitar Kurt Cobain played before his April 1994 suicide.
Okay, so what do you think about this?
Was the mother sexually assaulted?
Hello, Chris.
The way I look at this is that Courtney's hard up for money as that boy is, really. And I don't think Courtney's going to get that guitar back just because it's a piece of her husband's history and it's a piece of family history. I think she's going to get it back and try to sell it to Norman, that rare guitar, or sell it to one of them places like that. I don't think that she is wanting it back to hold on for glory. If that's the case, the guitar would have never left in the first place.
No, this is getting ridiculous.
I think it's over drug money. I think that Courtney's wanting some drug money and she's wanting to get high, and that's exactly what happened. I mean and that's my honest opinion. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, but how much money would it have cost her to hire these people to do all these heinous acts of whatevers to get the guitar?
Well, she don't have the money. That's what I'm saying. She don't have the money to pay these people to do it. She has to help.
So she's not.
She's broke. She's a broke woman. Dave Navarro tried his best.
Who's gonna go? I mean, if you're broke, you're broke. Who's gonna help out a broke ass? Like, really?
Oh.
For free? Were they doing it on credit?
Yeah, I guarantee it's doing on credit. Yeah, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't risk that much of that shit right there. What they was doing for a hope and a promise. I mean, that right there was, yeah. Listen, we get the guitar, I'll split the money with you, and
yeah. But another thing is, it's stolen property. I mean, I understand this is not fairy tale land, but what are they going to do? They can't take it to Sotheby's or somebody and auction it. I mean, it'd have to all be black market, and I mean, so right there's that whole problem.
But people will buy that guitar. I mean, there's people out there that you talk about the black market and all that. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
There's people that pay top dollar just like that Southern to have his guitar as a show just to see a certain few friends.
But what I'm saying is, once it changes hands and that person gets it, who's to say it's not going to be found out that they've got it, and then the whole shit's up in your face.
Terry, can you take debit for a kidnapping? Oh, hi, Paul. Oh, that was funny. Hi, Michael.
So do you want to go ahead and
I'm scared of Billy Clubs even more now. Good Lord.
Well, Sandra, since you want to end on that story right there and let me call Stephen and we'll get the interview going on with him?
Sure, let's get this party started.
Okay, cool. I will turn everything on. You probably hear some popping.
Okay.
That's from the amp. Let's see. Phone. It would be...
Paul Glover's in here. David is in here. Terry. And Michael Smith.
Audio level okay on you, Sandra?
What's that?
Can you hear okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Hello, Will.
Hello, Mr. Stevenson. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Can't complain at all. Can't complain at all. We got a pretty day here in Tennessee. It's up in the 80s. Just no rain today. We've had rain all week, and today's the first day without rain that we've had in a long time.
Wow. And I wanted to say hello to Sandra Lee and LeAnn.
Hello.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I was in Memphis one time years ago for Memphis in May, and it was just killer weather back then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's if you don't like the weather around here, wait about 15 minutes and it'll change. That's usually about the way it is. It's you know, it's wild down here. Have you ever been down here on the Dragon with your bike or anything and rode on the Dragon, or?
No.
Have you heard about the Dragon?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, you need to look it up. It's in North Carolina. It's a 129-mile marker, and it's got it's got
311 curves.
311 curves.
18 miles.
18 miles.
Oh, that sounds like my action for sure.
Yeah.
I am with the sport bike, and the only place I really ever ride is we do have a really nice road near me, and where I'm at right where I live is out in the desert, SoCal, near Palm Springs, Palm Desert area. If you guys are familiar with that,
yes,
it's pretty flat out here, but there's mountains nearby, so we get a riding partner, and we go up right up the mountain to Idlewild, and it's mostly all turns.
Well, this would be a good vacation spot for you. Come stay the week. It's real quiet. It's cabins you stay in. It's all country cooking. There's no major restaurants. I think there's one major hotel in the whole place, but people send their bikes over here overseas just to ride this stretch of road that we have here. So it's pretty. If you get on the internet, look up killboy.com, and you'll see all the action shots and what all we have to offer up here. But anyway, get on to what you do for a living. You're the maker of the cabinets that set the world on its ear a little bit, I believe. I don't know why a lot of people has not been doing it, but not a lot of people makes cabinets like you do. What got you doing it? Have you always made cabinets and you just thought I'm gonna change it, or what happened here?
Well, I wish I could say that I set the world on its ear, but I'm still working on that part. It's a slow start. It's kind of funny how I got into it. Really, I've not always done it. I've always enjoyed like woodworking and kind of came from that sort of a family. My grandfather owned a sawmill way back in the day up in Washington, and my dad and uncle worked in the sawmill. And then my dad got into woodworking and stuff as I was growing up, like even going to an adult class at the high school that I went to. Back then they had wood shop, which is non-existent, I think, these days.
Right.
And he built some really nice stuff. And then when I was in high school, I took wood shop and built some nice pieces, and just kind of always liked it. And then, of course, my love of music just kind of carried over to that. And I was just on the internet and looking at gear and stuff and wanting a 2x12 cabinet. And, there's a lot of really good products out there. But I thought, I could probably maybe better it. And so I thought I'd try and build one just for my own fun, if you will. And so I did. I was in a band at the time, and I built that one and brought it to rehearsal, and it didn't quite sound right to me. For whatever reason, I didn't have any experience. It was the first one I ever built. It was well built for what it was, but the tone just wasn't right. It had kind of a nasally sound to it, and I had put vintage 30s in it, which I was thinking, well, those are kind of the standard for guitar speakers. For so many companies, they'll put vintage 30s in a lot of 212s.
Did you add the fluted ports in there then too? Did you, when you built the first one, was the ports in it?
No, it was not ported. It was kind of I somewhat copied the dimensions of some other companies. Mesa Boogie, for example, it's very similar in size to their 2x12. It wasn't ported, so it was just a sealed cabinet, super heavy. It was made all out of 18mm Baltic birch, the real deal from Russia, void free, which is what I use to this day. But the whole thing was built out of that, so that means the baffle and the rear panel as well as the whole case. So for the size, it was pretty damn heavy. And so I wasn't happy with it. So I thought, well, let me try something else and alter the design. And through that process, I built a bunch of prototypes, trying different speakers and whatnot. I just kind of got hooked into it. I'm like, man, these are starting to sound really killer now. So that's kind of how I got started.
And so what set you on this design of what you're leaning towards with it's called the Red Devil for the bass, and then what's Sean's called, the White Angel?
Sean has the Gosi, which is the ported.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So that's another design that I wanted to incorporate, because my son does stereo installations for cars, and
see, that's my background. That's my background. And that's what got me about these speakers, is because they remind me of what we done in the car industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. My son actually was the one who suggested. He's like, "Hey, Dad, why don't you try building a ported one?" Because he builds, they build sub boxes, and I thought, that's a good idea. I've not really seen any with the round flared ports. I've seen Bennett cabs for guitars, but I hadn't seen any. I do have. I should take that back. I do have a Bogner Shiva 1x12 combo amp, and it has it's a 1x12 ported combo, so it's got 2 round ports. I took that thing apart and looked at it, and I'm not here to knock anybody, but I will definitely say with confidence that my cabs are, this is opinionated, but they're far superior. The material made for those and the way it was designed just didn't look like it was as good as it could be. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So I thought, my son had a good idea, so I thought I'd try it out and did a whole bunch of research. I spent so much time researching materials and tuning and, what frequency it should be at, and, how much airflow goes through them. Does this going to cause a chuffing sound or any of that? And so I was able to kind of really learn a hell of a lot to where the very first one I made even sounded just killer. And I'm on the right track.
Did you use some of your son's meters for the box building, like the tell how many dB, what, all that? Did you use any of that, or did you just stick to what you was using?
Well, as far as researching goes, he turned me on to one site on the internet that I was able to use for doing some calculations and whatnot. As far as materials go, no, I actually helped him and his partner build a couple of subs after I really got mine dialed in.
Oh, cool.
Just with their materials. So, they're just building stuff out of MDF.
Yeah.
Which is common, common for that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I personally, I would never build a guitar cabinet out of that.
No.
Or even the baffle. I hate working with MDF because of the dust, and it's just not strong, as far as screw holding and that sort of thing.
Right.
But so just mainly it was the ideas from him, and I kind of bounce ideas off him sometimes, as far as, well, what do you think about how this, appearance wise, what about this combination or things like that? And so, but yeah, and then eventually I ended up getting some software. So I was able to model my designs on the computer and make changes that way, and change the port lengths for the tuning frequencies and all that. So I've been dialing it in as I go, and you can hear it when you play through them.
Oh yeah, you can tell when somebody's actually toyed with the baffles and everything to get the right tone out of it. You can actually tell on that by far. I think as far as looks right now, your cabinets are the best looking cabinets that there is. Just the time and the energy you put into each cabinet, I honestly think it could take any beating if there is. They look beautiful. And the Red Devil, now that is a bass cabinet, right?
Yeah, actually, I call it there's one that I only built one bass cabinet so far.
Okay.
And I've had several people asking me about building one, so I thought it was time to try it out. And so I built that one, and it's very similar to the Lugosi guitar cabinet. The Lugosi is it's an oversized, so that ported cabinet, I should back up a little bit and tell you that with the Lugosi, I ended up having to make it an oversized cab in order to accommodate for the ports, just because there's not enough room on the baffle if you want them to be on the front of the cabinet,
right,
for one thing, and then more volume obviously is important, and it helps out with the tone and everything like that. So that Lugosi cabinet, which is kind of like my main cabinet, with 4 ports, and it's a 2x12. Ended up with the bass cabinet. Some people like, there's so many different variations on what people like and want in a bass cabinet, but you got to start somewhere. So I thought I'll build a 2x12 again. And that Dracula cab, I call it Dracula. I don't know if you know, like the name of the company, Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, Dracula. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, it's not the Red Devil. It's Dracula. Yeah.
Yeah. So so the names of my cabs are just kind of a play on, the horror movie people and things like that, like Bela Lugosi and Dracula and that sort of thing. Boris Karloff. I've got the Karloff cab, which is a non-ported version of the oversized cab. This one's a Dracula. Instead of the 4 ports, this one has 3 larger ports, and it had to be even bigger than the other one in order to accommodate these larger flared ports. So the important thing about the fact that these ports are flared is a couple of things. It all but eliminates the chuffing sound that you may get from a straight port that doesn't have flared end, and it's flared on the inside as well.
Right.
But you have to have enough volume or a large enough diameter port also in order to eliminate the chuffing sound. So I went to a 4-inch port on these, on the Dracula cab, and still toying with some other designs. We took that cab over to Energy Studios in Hollywood, and it didn't really get a chance to check it out as much as we'd like to. The studios were being used. In fact, Randy Jackson was recording in Studio A at the time.
That's pretty cool.
What's that?
I said, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish I could have got him to play through it on his recording, but I mean, you can't interrupt somebody like that.
Yeah.
In a session, but so we were just able to plug it in for a minute. And to be honest, when I ordered those speakers, I goofed because I meant to order the 8-ohm speakers, and I got the 4-ohm speakers for it. So I ended up having a wire series, and it's 8 ohms, and that studio had mainly 4-ohm heads, all vintage gear at that studio.
No.
So I'm going to do something different with those speakers and get some other ones to replace them with. And it's still playable, and it seemed to be killer, but we just didn't have a chance to check it out with a good bass head.
Right.
But the next one, I'm thinking I'm going to put a crossover in it and a mid-range speaker as well in place of that 3rd port. So it's going to look and sound completely different.
Well, that's cool. That's something new. Yeah, that's something new we need.
Yeah, and actually, I've been talking to Rob Cruz from Riot. I know you guys are friends with the guys in Riot.
Yeah.
And Rob wants a bass cab, so I've been talking to him about some different options, whether it's going to have 10-inch speakers, 2 of them are 4, and I'm going to have him try out this 2x12 as well. Yeah,
definitely 2x12. You can't go wrong with 2x12 in my mind.
Oh yeah, and these speakers are just so quality, so good. And that's that cabinet is like an 1100 watt cabinet with those 212s. the eminent speakers have been really good to me. And so I pretty much try to stick with eminence for the most part. They're made in USA.
Really?
Which, yeah, and the people there are great people. I've got a good relationship with the folks there, including the designer of their speakers. And so, it's just been, they've been really good to me.
Well, that's great, man. It's working out like that.
Yeah. But as far as, the different speakers go, on the guitar cabs, I've tried all kinds of them with the different prototypes, and, Celestians, vintage 30s, K100s, different Scumbacks, and eminent speakers and Electro Voice speakers. And the Electro Voice speakers are killer too. But they are so expensive. I mean, I have a relationship with them too, but even so, those EVM speakers are just super high priced.
Awesome. Sandra, do you have anything you want to ask? Well,
I just sorry, I was on mute for a minute there. No, I just think the whole concept is awesome. They look great.
I agree. I think they're gorgeous. Absolutely. I've been listening to everything you say. Will told me to come over here and talk for just a second, and I was caught off guard.
Yeah.
I'm all nervous or something.
Mess in the chat.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know how much time you have allotted for me, but one thing I wanted to mention was, if I may.
Yeah. Will's back now.
I'm back now.
So, on these cabinets that I built, that I really feel that I'm building them as good as they can be built, all handmade. And I did a spreadsheet so I could find it. I'm trying to figure out my costs and all that. And the number of parts that are used in one of these 2x12 Lugosi ported cabs.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing when I broke it down. There are 122 screws within that cabinet and 80 T-nuts. So all those 80 T-nuts go with 80 stainless steel screws. And so the other screws that are in there are just ones that are, screw into wood, like for the ports.
Right.
But basically, I mean, that's a lot of screws and T-nuts. And the total of all the parts in that cabinet is over 300 parts.
Well,
I was amazed when I looked at it.
That just shows you the quality. You know what I mean? If you want to put the quality into it, you got to put all that other into it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's not cheaply made. Every one of them is made 100% by me. So
right, and you know what's going into.
I know how long and laborious it is to build these.
Well, we've been wanting to get you on the show for a while, and I'd like to have you on a little bit more every time you get another cabinet done. If you don't care, I'd like for you to come on and share it with us.
Yeah, quick.
I would be more than happy to do so. I appreciate your having me on as it is.
Yeah, we've been just dying to get you on, and we really appreciate you supporting Riot the way you have, and
I will
helping him out, and do what, Sandra?
Yeah, Quentin James had a question. Hello, Quentin. Hey, how you doing?
Quentin James got a question for you.
Yeah, thoughts
Sure.
on front mount versus rear mounting the speakers?
Front mount versus rear mounting the speakers?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear it.
Front mount versus rear mounting the speakers? What's the...
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm glad you asked. Actually, the original prototypes I was building had rear-mounted speakers. And as a matter of fact, that was one of the things that I didn't like about the original one, because it had a 3/4-inch baffle.
Oh, yeah.
And so the speaker being rear-mounted on that 3/4-inch, well, it's 18 millimeter, but basically it's 3/4-inch Baltic birch plywood baffle. So the sound is coming from, it's kind of past, there's a cutout and opening a hole, obviously, which is proper size, but still, I felt that it made the sound come out more directional, like more straight out, because it has to go straight through that opening before it can open up.
Right.
The sound. And so I think that made the speakers a bit more directional than more the way they are front mounted. I feel like it fills the room a little bit better.
Spreads it out.
Yeah, yes. Same thing for the ports, because those ports are recessed into the baffle so that they're flush mounted, but the ports are flared, and so it opens up the sound. And believe it or not, a lot of sound comes from those baffles as well.
You know, I hate to compare it, but when we do the cars and when we recess them and everything, you can tell it in the cars too. You know what I mean? And I mean, you just don't gonna get a true sound as what you're gonna get as solid as the surface mount. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, that's an important difference. Most guitar cabinets have rear mounted, and that's fine. I mean, everybody's making their own product, but I just tried to improve in every way I could. So I did that. Totally changed the whole design on how the baffle's mounted and everything else. As a matter of fact, that has a good deal to do with the quality as well as the joinery, and then the way that baffle's mounted inside the case. It's all dadoed in. It's airtight. You know, it's not just screwed in or nailed in. I've seen people using, you know, air nailers and pinners and stuff to put their cabinets together. I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's getting away with it cheap. I've seen pictures of where you're building cabinets and you've got all those mounts on them and you're securing them all right. I mean, you ain't gonna get nobody no bigger, somebody to support you bigger than what I do, because I see how much you go into those builds. And man, I'm telling you what, you can tell by the sound of that cabinet. I can't wait to get one. They're beautiful. They are a beautiful cabinet, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually went to see Riot on their show before they left on their tour in Hollywood there, and Sean just sounded incredible, man, on stage. I moved up by the stage. They had it mic'd, which sounded good too. But I was standing up by the stage, and it sounded just killer. And I mean,
that's gonna make you feel proud.
Yeah, and I mean, it's Sean Silas. The guy's incredible, right?
Yeah, you can't go wrong with him.
And the whole band, man, they were super tight. It was just, it sounded great. And so I was, you know, really happy and thankful that those guys were also endorsing it for me. So it's kind of a win-win. I mean, I try to support them, and they do back by promotion and stuff like that, and taking it out on the road. And I haven't had a chance to talk with Sean since they came back, but I did talk to Rob. Robert said that, yeah, the speaker just sounded killer. In fact, the other band that they went out with, I think the other guitar player plugged in used it as well for part of the tour, at least.
That's some good advertisement.
Yeah.
Right on.
And then I've got another guy, super talented, well-known guy named Johnny Love. Is using my cabinets too. He's formerly of the band Love Hate, which was huge back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
They were one of the bands that was down on the Sunset Strip at that time. You know, they were playing with the LA Guns, and they toured with AC/DC, and, you know, just huge.
Oh, good, man.
So, yeah, he's another endorser, and really digs the cabinets, and he's the one that got me in over at Energy Studios. And he's been introducing it to some more people as well. So I'm just taking my time.
Well, I tell you, it couldn't go for a better guy. You're a very humble guy. You're a good dude. You ride motorcycles. You care about your dog. You're just a good dude. We really like you. You've always supported us and right, and we've tried to support you back. That's why I always share every time you post anything to do with Dr. Jekyll. If you notice, I'm right on it.
I do appreciate. I have noticed that. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. And
everybody,
I can bring some more people to your sites as well. You got a couple of them, actually. You know, Jackson Owners Group as well.
Yeah. We're trying. We're trying to spread out everything.
What's that?
I said we're trying to reach everywhere we can. But listen, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. It has been great talking to you. You was a nicer guy than what I thought you was going to be. I'm very proud of you. I know Sandra is too, and I know my wife is too. We hope there's much continued success for you. And next time you get an album done, cabinet done, come on, share it with us. If it's a new name, if it's new type of cabinet, you've got a welcome line here anytime. Just call us, share it with us, and we'll have a good time.
Oh, thank you so much. Definitely, I would be happy to do that. I appreciate that invitation. And thanks again for having me on. Great talking to you guys, and I hope one day we can maybe meet in person sometime if I ever make it out there for Memphis and May again. Maybe we can hook up somewhere down at Beale Street or something.
That sounds good to me, buddy. I'll try to meet you anywhere I can.
Right on.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, calling in.
Right on. Talk to you soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
So we had Mr. Pearson on there. He supports right. Gives them a lot of tour incentives, and just helps them out tremendous. Really, I mean they really, and right type of band right is they really appreciate what all happens to them, and they're a good group of guys. You ain't gonna beat them.
No, Sean put up a new video yesterday. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out there in acoustic.
No, I haven't had a chance. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I watched it this morning. Yeah, I just went through my haze. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, watching my hand pump with every time I draw blood. But anyway, go ahead and continue what you got going on. I'm gonna grab me something quick to drink, and we're doing good so far. So heck, let's continue.
Okay. Well. I got a little story here from loudersound.com by Scott Monroe. Joe Satriani, we all love the Satchman, calls Ritchie Blackmore's comments unfortunate. Satch responds to negative comments made by Ritchie Blackmore about his playing style, calls them unfortunate. Blackmore left Deep Purple in 1993, with Satriani stepping into the fold for the band's live commitments following his departure. In the audio clip, which emerged earlier this month, Blackmore said, "Joe Satriani is a brilliant player, but I never really hear him searching for notes. I never hear him playing maybe a wrong note." He went on to say, "If you're always playing the correct notes, there's something wrong. You're not searching. You're not reaching for anything." And although Blackmore also called Satch a brilliant player, Satriani has responded to the comments on Rock Talk with Mitch LaFon and expressed his disappointment. He says via Guitar World, "Well, it's unfortunate when somebody that you look up to has something negative to say about you. So that part will always hurt. I wouldn't hide my feelings about that." He adds, "I get criticized on both sides of the fence for the opposite offenses. I don't quite understand it other than most of the time when someone has criticism, it's because they're challenged and they feel that they have to strike out." Very good point. "So I get it. I don't understand why he would have something negative, why he would say something negative. I can kind of laugh at it because I'm not like that myself. I just tend to look at the positive of another musician and focus on that." I just love that last statement.
I agree.
A lot of musicians can learn from that. A lot of people can learn from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wrong in a lot of ways. I don't. Why be that way?
Yeah. This is Joe Satriani, man. Come on.
All right, Joe.
Well, you want him to mess up? Is that what you want him to see going to, like what do you want him to break a string? Like you want to see? I don't understand that. If you're always playing the correct notes, there's something wrong. You're not searching. You're not reaching for anything. So you got to play bad to be good. Is that what I'm reading here? I don't.
It kind of sounds that way, don't it?
Yeah, it does. Thanks, Eric. Noticed in the chat there. Sorry, sometimes I get distracted. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Yeah, Michael Sean is amazing. Super nice guy. But yeah, I don't understand that statement, please. Yeah, Eric says, and as soon as you make a bad note, they say you suck. You can't win. You can't win. Like
Yeah, that's the first thing they say.
Yeah, like Joe said, he gets criticized and both, like either way, whatever he does. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, and we all know what they say about opinions.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one. Okay, this I found really cool. Super duper cool. This was on musicradar.com by Michael Astley Brown. Buskers can now offer card payments. So when you're, you grab your little guitar and hit the street, and now you don't have to open up your guitar case. You can, it says, an increasingly cashless society could mean problems for buskers amongst us, but hope is not lost, as the world's first contactless payment scheme for street musicians has just launched in London. Busk in London, an initiative backed by Mayor of London, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, Sadiq Khan, has partnered with tech company iZettle to offer card readers to performers. With the readers, buskers can accept payments via cash, contactless cards, wearable technology, and chip and pin. Full-time busker Charlotte Campbell said she has seen a significant impact on her earnings following a 2-week trial of the technology. Campbell set her reader to deduct, I assume it's like 2 lire per tap, so that's about $4. So audiences don't have to select a donation amount. Makes a change to a guitar full of coppers, eh? The feature will be rolled out to performers across London's 32 boroughs, with more locations planned in the coming months. Now, this is London, England. But that is awesome, eh?
Yeah. That's a genius, really.
Yeah. Yeah, so just all, I don't, and, and nobody can walk by and say, I don't have any cash on, I don't have any coins.
Yeah.
So, tap in their wallet, tap in their pockets and stuff. Now you got a card. Did you forget your wallet at home? No, you didn't. No, you did. Whip out that money. Whip it out. But that is a good idea. It helps them to make some more money, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, you can get the performer what they want, and I mean, they can't rip you off, and I mean, it just, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. Excuse me, less opportunity for someone to run by and grab your rattling can, right? So,
right.
I mean, what are they going to take off with? Bring me back my little technology calculator thingy. I don't know what you would call it, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. Innovation at its finest.
I worked with a girl once, and she was 17, I think, in a little grocery store cashier, and she never, ever carried more than $5 on her. She used her debit card for every single thing. If it was 50 cents per pack of gum, she put it on her debit card. And that's just the way she was. And that was so, I couldn't do it.
Charges would add up on that because they ding you for every transaction that you make. I guess unless you have so many free a month, but
I honestly don't know. I can't comment because she was young. I don't know if I assumed her parents had helped her. I don't know. You would think that, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Terry says, hey, they actually take Interact then, eh? Yeah. Quentin, I swear we're using technology from that ship that crashed in Roswell back in the 50s.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, baby. Don't even go there. We could be here for hours on that one.
Quentin sets it on fire with his download speeds on Facebook.
Oh, Quentin, I just love your posts. Crack me up. Yeah, so yeah, everybody make sure you check out Dr. Jekyll on Facebook too.
Yeah.
Yeah, hunt him down and give him a like.
Yep, I'll share it and all the Jackson and the guitar and all that, the Guitar News Network. I'll share it and all that. That way he'll be sure to get some more likes. When I first shared it, he had 44 likes. And I got him up to, I think it was like 116. And then the next time I got him up was 144. Then he's gained the rest. He keeps on moving a little bit more each day.
Yeah, we got to get him on Twitter and all that.
Yeah.
Get him moving. That's a pretty cool name concept there with I love horror stories.
And that
big horror movie fan.
And his cabinets are unreal.
Yeah, they look
like luggage to me.
Well, I mean, from everything he said and everything I'm reading on the website, they sound pretty solid.
You think about that 300 parts. I mean, 300, you don't really, but you lay out 300 parts and put all those together and tell me how easy it is.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's like me and Lego. I see a Lego box and I just go in the opposite direction.
Start having shakes right then immediately.
Enter Google.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Quick.
Billboard.com. How YouTube works with police to weed out dangerous music videos. YouTube's removal of 30 violent music videos at the request of British law enforcement this week wasn't unusual. The video giant says it has an established process in place for police around the world to flag potentially dangerous clips. In particular, the Alphabet-owned unit relies on law enforcement to identify coded language, slang, or gestures in music videos that allude to threats of real violence. Interesting. What is that? Coded language, slang, or gestures? How would they? I don't even. YouTube's latest violent video removal came on the heels of Spotify's announcement earlier this month of a controversial policy against promoting music by artists who engage in hateful conduct, a rule that has so far only resulted in the de-playlisting of several acts who have been accused, but not convicted of felonies, including R. Kelly. Yeah. But YouTube, what's that?
He's not a danger to anybody, but anybody's stupid enough to get around him. So, I mean, come on.
Like Lego, run the other way.
Sorry.
But YouTube's long-standing policies are more precise. We have developed policies specifically to help tackle videos related to knife crime in the UK and are continuing to work constructively with experts on this issue, a YouTube spokeswoman said in an email. We work with the Metropolitan Police, the Mayor's Office for Policing and Crime, the Home Office, and the community groups to understand this issue and ensure we're able to take action on gang-related content that infringe on our community guidelines or break the law. Whew, that was one long sentence. We have a dedicated process for the police to flag videos directly to our teams because we often need specialist context from law enforcement to identify real-life threats. Along with others in the UK, we share a deep concern about this issue and do not want our platform used to incite violence. Amen. YouTube developed its knife and gang crime policies for the UK in September 2008, blocking videos there in which people brandish weapons in a threatening way. Good for you. That's not a knife. That's a knife. No.
What about all that knife violence? I mean, I probably shouldn't even say to get us blocked. That's insane of all of the crimes you see reported from overseas.
Yeah.
It's not hit over here yet. Oh my goodness.
Well, they don't carry guns, right? Or at least they didn't. I don't know if they do now or not, but so they've obviously their weapon of choice is going to be knives because they're not easily accessible as they are in the States. Guns and whatnot.
Just goes to show you.
Yeah, it's very controversial. I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole.
No, but I'm staying away from that.
Yeah. Fire! Yeah, Terry, UK has very strict gun laws. So
I saw that Chicago's crime gun violence actually went down for like the 15th month in a row. And you know how bad Chicago is. I mean, it's one of the worst cities in our country for the gun violence. And so I don't know if the laws they passed are actually starting to do something. I mean, something's happening.
Yeah.
You think for 15 months in a row it's went down? I mean, that's a pretty good trend.
That is a very good trend.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Completely not correlated.
Well, they need to find out and keep that good ship lollipop moving.
Yeah.
Jane Quentin says, I'm in Kentucky, so I carry 45 guns. Even when I've seen that. I've seen that, Quentin. Pulling them out on bees and whatnot. Just
Lord. My favorites are the selfies with whatever it is behind him, and he's so happy.
I love when he goes into the grocery store because, like I said, I know they're watching him. They're waiting. They see the car pull in, and they know Quentin's coming with that video camera. So they're waiting and waiting to see what he's going to do next. Squeeze some bread, fondle some bologna. They, whatever. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen next with Quentin in the grocery store. So
toilet paper's definitely not safe.
Happy Quentin, don't blame it on those. Accept responsibility for your squeezing actions. Well, guys, that was an awesome show today.
I agree. I thought it was awesome.
Yes.
It's short. Seemed like to me it went by quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Well, cool. I like this. So why don't we get in touch during the week and we'll go over and we'll just talk about, other stuff and everything else. But I'll call you one day this week. That way we'll just, or we can just get on here the way we do it the first, and we'll just talk like that. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we'll just do that.
Something comes up, I'll give you a buzz or whatever.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, sweetie, I think we done good. LeAnn, I think we done good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did.
Trey didn't go through the house screaming like a banshee. I mean, nothing.
Well, Sandra, thank you for all your contributions. You really make this show. It wouldn't be nothing without you.
Oh no, thank you. Hey, you guys started all this.
Heck, I like it. I like working with you. I like working with LeAnn. We all started this. It wasn't just us guys and gals. We all started this. This is all ours. So be proud of it. I hope you are.
Everybody in the chat, all our friends in the chat. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming in and supporting our little
thanks,
show.
guys. Yep, really thanks. That means a lot to us.
Yeah, our little corner of the world.
Cool. Well, Sandra, we love you. Tell everybody in the family we love you.
I love you too. Love everybody in the chat. Take care.
Yep.
Have a great week. Don't forget to check out Eric's show.
Yes.
Eric, spam the chat, Eric. Put it in. Put your links in there. Put what's coming up next. What's coming up next?
Yes, Eric. Tell us.
Let them all know. Let them all know what's coming up next.
Bye.
And there's Trey. See you later, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, everybody. Until next time, never go far without your guitar.
That's all we need to hear.
Yeah. Have a great
Sweet
night.
dreams, everybody. Awesome show. Good night.
All right. Take care.
Love you, Sandra.
Love you too, honey.
Bye.
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 Bye, LeAnn.